Can you solve all these stoichiometry questions? Actual yield is found by confident and correct experiments. Theoretical yield is found by bravo, stoichiometry calculations! The reactant that runs out first. Well done, limiting reactant. The number of molecules in a mole. Excellent work, Avogadro's number. Stoichiometry is used to calculate. Excellent reasoning, theoretical yield. The amount of matter in an object. Keep it up, mass. Stoichiometry requires the use of a accurate answer balanced equation and SI unit for the measure of a quantity. Nice work, Mole. What is an important part of stoichiometry? Balancing equations, well done. Stoichiometry seeks to answer the question. Outstanding effort, how much? The starting materials in a chemical equation. Reactants is correct. The mass of 1 mole of any element or compound. Nicely done, molar mass. A key word in the definition of stoichiometry is well-supported, quantitative. You get this from the balanced chemical equation. That's accurate, mole ratio. Select the ideal stoichiometry for chemical change. Perfect choice, N4 type. In your ABC for stoichiometry, the B stands for dash. Smart thinking, balanced equation. The calculation of quantities in a chemical reaction. Well-articulated stoichiometry. A reactant that remains after a chemical reaction stops. Valid point, excess react. The ratio of the actual yield to the theoretical yield. On track, percent yield. Stoichiometry is a dash comparison of chemical substances. Well-reasoned, quantitative. Stoichiometry is based on the law of conservation of dash. You got it, mass. The substance that is not used up completely in a reaction. Right, excess reactant. How many steps are in a mass-to-mass stoichiometry problem? Well expressed, 3. Dash is the amount of product calculated using stoichiometry. Strong answer, theoretical yield. The quantitative study of chemical reactions is known as dash. Commendable response, stoichiometry. The reactant, this is not completely used up during the reaction. Thoughtful answer, excess reactant. The calculation of quantities in chemical equations is called dash. Correct response, stoichiometry. What is the unit of measurement extensively used in stoichiometry? Very good, mole. The type of stoichiometry problem that involves the most steps is a right choice, mass-to-mass conversion. How many different types of conversions are there in stoichiometry? Good job! What is the study of the mass relationships of elements in compounds? Spot on! Composition stoichiometry! The amount of product produced when a chemical reaction is carried out. That's it, actual yield. Calculations involving the mass relationships of elements in compounds. Precise answer, composition stoichiometry. The quantitative relationship between reacts and products is known as dash. Solid response, stoichiometry. Dash is the calculation of reactants and products in a chemical reaction. Logical choice, stoichiometry. The ratio of the actual yield to the theoretical yield multiplied by 100. Percent yield, great work. In any stoichiometry problem, you always start your conversion with the dash. Yes, given amount is right. During an ideal stoichiometry reaction, all reactants can be described as dash. Exactly. Dash stoichiometry deals with the mass relationships of elements in compounds. Clear and correct composition. The ratio in stoichiometry of the unknown coefficient to the known coefficient. Great job, mole-molar ratio! Stoichiometry is the study of what kind of relationships in a chemical reaction. Quantity. What is the ratio called made by using the coefficients in the balanced equation? Very good, mole ratio. The quantitative relationship between reactants and products in a chemical reaction. Logical choice, stoichiometry. Stoichiometry requires the use of dash to write mole ratios for substance conversions. Well-articulated coefficients. The number of conversion factors needed to solve a mass-to-mass stoichiometry problem is. Excellent reasoning. 3. What is the study of mass relationships between substances in balanced chemical equations? Stoichiometry. Great work. How many calculation steps are required for mass-mole and mole-mass stoichiometry problems? That's accurate, too. Which of the following concepts allows us to change substances in a stoichiometry conversion? Excellent work. Mole ratio. Stoichiometry relates molar quantities of reactants and products to each other much like a. Nicely done. Ratio obtained from a balanced equation to show relationship between products and/or reactants. Commendable response, mole ratio. Calculations involving the mass relationships between reactants and products in a chemical reaction. Yes, reaction stoichiometry is right. What is the key unit for stoichiometry? Good job. The process of comparing units is called dash. Correct response, dimensional analysis. Stoichiometry is based on the law of conservation of. Smart thinking mass. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format? Contact Narayan Changder. Well done.